Hey, how's it going, guys? So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to model success. So modeling, not in the physical sense, but modeling is one of the biggest keys to having success in anything you do. So what is modeling? Modeling is simply simply finding someone who's having a lot of success in your industry or whatever you want to do, and simply just following along and doing as they do. Just watching what somebody who is very successful does and just being just like that. And I know this sounds very simple, but modeling also comes in many other forms. So in terms of, if you want to run a successful website, you want to model other websites that have a lot of success. If you want to have a successful website promoting bingo or casino offers, you want to have a website similar or with the same elements as other successful websites that are advertising casino offers or bingo or whatever it is you're selling. So you really want to make sure that what you're doing, you are modeling people who are already successful at it. If you want to be a successful affiliate, you want to find other affiliates who have reached a big degree of success and do what they do. Do what they do. And it's very simple. It's just, it's just copy and paste. You look at what somebody else is doing and you do stuff like that. Now, in my experience, I found modeling has been the surest path to success. It removes all of the difficulties. Personally for me, I'm not very technical. I've never been extremely technical, and I would like to think I'm becoming more of an outside the box thinker, but frankly, I focus a lot on fundamentals. And the biggest way I've reached success has been simply I've found or just watched people who have been very successful, and I just try to just be just like them. And it sounds kind of simple and fundamental, but keep in mind, guys, the fundamentals are what are going to help you achieve success. The fundamentals. It's all about the fundamentals. People get so caught up in shiny object syndrome, which shiny object syndrome is when you're looking for, the next trick or a hack or a tip or the next kind of loophole, a legal loophole or a hack or a trick, a secret. The real big secret is it's all mental. That's the biggest secret. It may not sound, it sounds a little crazy, but the fact is that's true. And lots of people aren't ready for success, and they aren't willing to accept that the fundamentals are the way to go. And this is a very fundamental concept, but lots of people still don't trust me or believe me on this. But I've found this to be true, is just find people who are very successful at what they do and work as closely as possible with them and model what they do to reach your level of success. Now, again, when you're promoting offers as an affiliate, what you want to do is you want to find those other websites or those other ads or those other, other people that are doing it successfully, and you want to model them. I show a lot of other successful ads and landing pages and websites and tactics that you can use to become a successful affiliate. So pay attention to those, because those are examples of things you want to model. Again, also modeling people, modeling behaviors. Now, success leaves clues. Success is not, people who are successful, I didn't come from much money. Many others didn't come from much money. We all created it ourselves. And what you've got to look at is beyond just the simple tactics that people use. You have to look at the habits and the mentality and the skills that people have to reach those levels of success. And you'll realize if you analyze successful people, you'll notice that a lot of them have lots of the same things in common. They all take responsibility for what they're doing. There's a lot of other factors. They're very confident and gung-ho in what they're doing. They believe in themselves. They believe in what they're doing, everything. And they don't make excuses. They don't make excuses when things go wrong. Now, you can read all of this. A very good book I suggest you read is Think and Grow Rich. It's here, I'll type it in here, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon Hill was a author. He studied under Andrew Carnegie. So Andrew Carnegie was the richest man in the world at one point. He was a Scotsman who moved to America with nothing in his pocket, penniless, and he was able to become the richest man in the world. I think his net worth was like over $100 billion in today's money. And he owned like steel companies and he owned like mining and steel companies and trains and railroads and stuff like that. And he became incredibly rich around like 1910 or something. And Napoleon Hill studied all of these billionaires, people like Henry Ford, people like Andrew Carnegie, and all these other massive billionaires, the richest people who ever lived, and analyzed what made them so successful. What made this group of people so insanely successful that what did they have in common? How did they create that wealth? And you'll see it comes back to, a lot of times, it's modeling and it's mentality. So success has clues. There is a formula for success. It's not in tactics. The tactics always change. There's no formula in the tactics. There are a lot of tactics you can use to become a successful marketer. But they're always changing. So the tactics are there, and you'll find the right tactics to achieve success. There are people on all these different social media platforms. There are people on millions of websites, and they're always going to be on millions of websites. The websites will change. The social media networks people use will change, but these are always going to be massive opportunities to reach people, sell people products and services, and make money. So the tactics are going to change. The skills too may change. Back in the day it was mechanical engineering, helped you out a lot. Nowadays, I don't think mechanical engineering is as good as understanding programming or whatnot. But ultimately, the thing that stays the same are the mindsets of the people who become these multi-billionaires, and people who become successful in general. So that's one of the reasons why I say find successful people and model them. And the closer they are to your industry, the better. And the best way to learn about this is get this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It'll change your life. This is one of the best books I've ever read, and I continue to reread it because each time I reread it, I'm a different person. Each year I am changing, and so each year I reread this book, I'm a different person. So what the knowledge I gain from this book and other books that I look up to changes. So another thing is choose the best in the world to model. You want to, there are a few things, is you could choose the best in the world to model. There are people with, books. I'm one of the best affiliate marketers in the world. I'm not the only affiliate marketer in the world that's doing really cool stuff. But you can choose to kind of model some of my stuff that I do in affiliate marketing, or if you prefer studying under other affiliate marketers that have different personalities, read their blogs or watch their videos, etc. But choose the people that are the best in the world to model. And I'd put another side note to this is choose if there are people accessible around you, and people that are accessible. I'm not necessarily going to be able to talk with you all the time. I'm not going to be able to be there one-on-one and spend lots of time with you, but you will be able to spend time with maybe there's a local person in your community or in your country that, or wherever that is, that you can actually go meet up with for coffee, and maybe you met him through some online forum, or you met him through a blog or something like that. He has a website that's very successful, and you can go and you can email him or call him up and meet with him. And he may not be the best in the world at what he does, but he's better than you, and he's successfully living out his dream and running his own business as an affiliate marketer. So as an online marketer. So I would say one big thing is choose people that are the best in the world. I've chosen people like Tony Robbins to model, and Elon Musk. For me, Tony Robbins represents a person I want to be, and so does Elon Musk. As an investor, they're both investors. They're both very knowledgeable people. Tony Robbins likes to have fun. He likes to build new skills. He likes to do lots of cool, fun outdoor activities. He's a lot about his family. And Elon Musk, for me, is just kind of a futurist, insane, crazy genius. Also has a very nerdy, and has a passion for a lot of these fun kind of nerdy pursuits. And he makes gazillions of dollars, and his mindset and approach to business are amazing. So those are two people that are the best in the world that I've chosen. But I can't really meet with those people one-on-one because they're way too far above me, and they're completely inaccessible. Both of them have either hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, and I can't access them. I will be able to soon, but right now that's not a reality for me. But I've also chosen people that are accessible. My mentor right now, and the person I seek to model right now, he runs an $80 million a year business, and that's bigger than what I do right now. And that's a level of success I want to reach. So I look at this marketer and I say, wow, he runs a business doing almost $100 million a year, and I try to model him. And he's somebody who I meet up with on a regular basis, and we hang out, or we can chat on the phone and stuff like that. So whatever that is, that's part of modeling. And I just kind of analyze, what is his mentality? What is his approach to things? How does he, when he's faced with a problem, what does he do? And I'm constantly analyzing kind of those interactions because I want to copy him. So, not exactly what he does, but his approach to the world, so I can basically become successful on that level. So I started talking about this, but it's more about the process. Obviously Henry Ford became a billionaire through selling, or let's say Andrew Carnegie became a billionaire through mining steel, mining iron ore and selling steel. That's probably not a path to become a billionaire nowadays, for many people at least. It's all about the internet. It's all about technology and the internet and connecting people. So that's not going to be, steel isn't going to be the way to do it. Neither is railroads necessarily. So it's not as much about their tactics, it's about their process. It's about how they approach problems. And you want to start looking at people and understanding, how do they approach problems? When they have an obstacle, what do? Do they throw their hands up and make excuses and say, it's out of my control, I can't do anything about this, this is BS, there's a conspiracy out there to to mess with me, and everybody else is to blame, and I'm just I'm a helpless victim here. Do they go into victim mindset? Or do billionaires like Elon Musk say, okay, let's change the system? Elon Musk, for instance, he saw a big problem that America was consuming too much oil, and that we were that we were not making progress in the automobile world. So what did he do? Did he say, the oil companies are scamming us? They've rigged the system. They've bought out the government. And these are the biggest companies in the world, right? The oil companies. So Elon Musk could, most people could easily say, they're scamming us. They're rigging the system, so we just continue to pay for oil because it's out of our control. We can't do anything about the oil men, You know, they're billionaires. They run big companies. ExxonMobil used to be the biggest company in the world. They've bought out every single government possible. How can you compete against them? He never approached the problem that way. What he did is he said, let's mess with these guys. I'm going to build an electric car company and I'm going to take all these guys out. Amazing. Look at that mindset. He didn't make any excuses. He had all the excuses in the world to turn to. He could have said it stinks at the top. He could have said the politicians are corrupt. He could have said the business is corrupt. He could have said the world is corrupt. He could have said, these guys are in cahoots with the UN and the OPEC, and he could have said that everybody and their mother is, it's all, everybody's bought out and it's outside of his control. But what did he do? He didn't make any excuses, and he just went for it, and he said, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make this happen. And he changed the world by creating his company Tesla, which does electric cars, and he just never made any excuses. And he just approached the problem with this insane mindset, even in the most dire of circumstances. So it's all possible. It's just kind of, and some people say, the people who I've seen be unsuccessful at online marketing say, oh, it's already saturated, there are already too many companies online, it's not working, the people aren't, people don't want to buy as much online, or people don't want to buy this online, or, the product I'm promoting isn't converting, I'm sending clicks, but it doesn't work. These are small problems in the scheme of thinking when people can take on OPEC, people can take on the big oil companies. It's not hard to get conversions. It's not hard to get somebody to sign up for an online casino or to sign up to buy some product online. These are small problems. Tens of thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands of people, are gambling online every day, are signing up for these services every day, are buying products online every day. Millions upon millions, tens of millions of people are buying products online every day. So when you ask yourself, is it, these are small problems. To get somebody to buy a product online, really easy, really easy and compared to the scheme of things. So just, dissect their process in comparison to things, and kind of, always make sure you take that right approach, that, okay, how do we make it happen? As opposed to saying, I can't make it happen. Very different, very different. Understand their 80-20. So people like Elon Musk, people like my mentor, people like Tony Robbins, other successful affiliate marketers, Malin Duras, Charles No, Finch, etc. All these other successful affiliate marketers, what is their 80-20? What do they focus most of their time on? What do they focus the least amount of their time on? What are the biggest things that affect their process for doing marketing? What are their biggest things that they focus their time each day on? Is it creating ads, or is it, creating landing pages, or are they optimizing all day, etc.? What is their 80-20? What are the most important things to a campaign? For me, it's, I need to understand the consumer's mindset. I am very much of the Sun Tzu point of view, whereas it doesn't take me very long to write an ad. It doesn't take anybody very long to write an ad, or to set up a little blog post to sell people on the product or service you're trying to get them to buy. But what it is, what I take a lot of time on is research. I do customer research. I interview people. I talk to people. I have lots of conversations to understand, why do people buy certain things? Why do people, I'm just very curious. That's my nature. I say, why is somebody buying? Why do people gamble? Why do people gamble here rather than gamble over there? Why do people prefer, poker or blackjack? How do they make that decision? What type of people prefer poker versus what type of people prefer blackjack? What's the difference? What type of people prefer slots? Or is it all the same person? Does the same person like to play slot machines that likes to play poker, likes to play blackjack? I don't know. Well, I have some ideas, but it's very different. You know, these people are all very different people. You know, they're in the same circle, but they're different people. And the things that are going to get somebody to sign up for an online blackjack game versus to get somebody to sign up for an online poker casino is very different versus somebody to sign up for online slots. It's different. And you need to that's what I focus my 80% of time on, because the 20% of the time, that's just action. That takes a second to launch some ads and to write some ads. Once I understand what makes people buy. And I'll go into more later on in the course. I'm going to go into more exactly how, how to make how to get into the consumer's mindset, and how to get into the people's, what are specific triggers that make different people buy. But again, right now what we're focused on is approaching the problem correctly. Because if we don't approach the problem correctly, we're never going to get the desired result. It is the equivalent of having your bike in the wrong gear. If your bike is in the, if you guys have ever, ridden a bike with gears, if your bike's in the wrong gear, you put in more work than necessary. If your bike is in, like, let's say 5th gear and you're on, a flat piece of ground, what you're doing is you're putting in 5 times more work necessary than if you just had it in 1st gear. You never needed your bike in 5th gear, but because you're approaching the problem wrong. And that's like our brains. If we approach problems with the wrong mindset, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to be putting in 5 times more work, and we're going to be saying, why aren't we getting the result? Whereas if we just had our mind approaching the problem correctly in the first place, it flows a lot better. It flows a lot better. If you had your brain in 1st gear as opposed to 5th gear, you're going to put in 20% the amount of work, and you're still going to get the same desired result. So that's why you might be wondering, why do I teach so much mindset stuff for online marketing? What's the point? Why is this important? It's because we have to get our brains to approach the problems correctly to put in less work. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there pretty quickly. So again, with all mentors, every mentor has, pluses and minuses, and, people you model, there may be some things that they do bad. Andrew Carnegie was, I think he was an alcoholic, and, that might not be something that you want to model, You want to model how he does in business, but, Elon Musk doesn't have the best family life. So Elon Musk, he's been divorced, I think, once or twice, and, he doesn't pay as much, I don't think it pays as much attention to his kids as he should. Or I don't know, but I'm not going to say. But the point is, with every person you model, take the good and just leave the bad. Don't pay attention to the bad stuff. So just kind of be aware of that. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. The richest people in the world aren't perfect. The poorest people in the world aren't perfect. So take the good, leave the bad. And also make sure you add in your own uniqueness. So one thing I got obsessed with, when I graduated, when I started my own business, I was modeling Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss was the person who wrote The 4-Hour Work Week. It's a really good book. If you haven't read it, I suggest you do. And he traveled the world and built skills. And, I modeled what he did almost exactly. He went to Colombia. I went to Colombia. He learned salsa dancing. I learned salsa dancing. He went to Thailand and learned to scuba dive. I went to Thailand and learned to scuba dive. He learned, he took martial arts classes, I took martial arts classes. He learned languages, I started learning the same languages. Now, that's a little bit obsessive, and that may be going to, that may have been going a step too far, and I just kind of want to show you, I'm not perfect either. That was probably going a step too far, but the good news is I got the desired result. I created a business that was passive. I am making a good amount of money on just kind of, I'm not going to go into my numbers, but I'm making solid amounts of money just completely passive. I don't even manage the money I'm making anymore, and it's good. You know, it's good doing that. But the thing you have to keep in mind is you want to add in your own uniqueness too. You know, don't get too obsessed with modeling somebody else's success that you let go of your own personality. That's a mistake you can make if you really become obsessed with taking this advice too much to heart. So always add in your own uniqueness, add in your own personality. So I hope that helps you guys out. I hope that makes sense. And let me know if that makes sense to you, and let me know if this helps. You know, who are you interested in modeling? Who's somebody that is an influence in your life that you want to become more like? And how are you going to go about doing that? So I hope this has been super helpful to you. I hope this is all starting to sink in, and we're going to get to the, we're going to get to the skills, we're going to get to the tactics. So thanks for bearing with this. But again, you just keep thinking about this. You know, the more you get your brain in the right gear, the less effort you're going to have to put into this to become successful. So I'll see you guys in the next video.